This big baby situation is wild.
That's the only way you can stop me from eating hamburgers is put me in jail.
What you just watched was Glen Davis getting on IG Live after being sentenced to 40 months in prison. And his entire focus, like all he can talk about, is cheeseburgers and how swole he's gonna get in jail.
I'm gonna be swole though. I swear to God, I'm about to get in so much shape.
This dude is crazy.
This man does porn.
Now, the prison sentence just came down in May 2024, but the actual crimes Davis committed occurred in 2017, and the details of his case are pretty insane. From the elaborate scheme to defraud the NBA, to how investigators actually caught Glen Davis. Nothing about this situation is normal, and for some reason, no one's really talking about it. So let's get into it. Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings. The 2024 NBA Finals are officially here, so grab your popcorn and place your bets on who you think will win it all with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, all new customers who deposit just $5 will get a no-sweat bet up to $1,500. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. So, even if your NBA team loses, you, my friend, are still a winner. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app using my promo code HenryHoops and unlock this incredible offer. Now, if you're already signed up, you can use my promo code to score a no-sweat NBA bet. And don't worry, guys, if sports betting is not available in your state, DraftKings has got something for you too. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot at winning some really cool cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and don't forget to sign up using my promo code HenryHoops. So when you deposit just $5, you can get that no-sweat bet up to $1,500. That's promo code HenryHoops, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Growing up, Glen Big Baby Davis had a tough childhood. He bounced around foster homes and stayed with friends and family while his mom battled addiction and jail time. But instead of letting that bring him down, Davis used his size and athleticism to stand out in basketball and make a mark in the NBA. In his rookie season, he played an instrumental role in the Celtics' 2008 championship team. Davis provided a spark on both ends of the floor, delivering timely buckets and tenacious defense when his team needed it the most. Sure, he had moments where he lost his cool.
And this is later on, you can tell he was upset, talking to Gabe Pruitt and Sam Cassell.
But for the most part, Boston Celtics fans love this guy, even with his wild personality. In July 2012, Davis signed a multi-year contract with the Magic worth $26 million over 4 years. Life-changing money and an opportunity for him to step into a bigger role. But it wasn't long before Davis turned to Big Baby again and ruined the whole thing for himself. Davis reportedly beefed with coach Stan Van Gundy and threw temper tantrums whenever he didn't get his way. My guess is that was a huge factor in him and the Magic mutually parting ways before his contract was even up.
You and the Orlando Magic mutually agree to part ways.
Yeah, they got rid of me, basically.
You need a contract buyout.
Yeah.
When he left for Orlando, multiple teams were still interested in the 28-year-old. Davis decided to make the safe decision and join the Clippers, who had his former coach, Doc Rivers, a guy he thought he had a good relationship with. But once again, Davis's personality clashed with Doc's.
But I came back as the new Glen Davis. He seen me as an old Glen Davis.
Davis apparently didn't appreciate his role with the team. And in a game versus the Rockets, Davis got so emotional that Doc Rivers had him escorted off the bench by arena security.
Now, you kicked me out the game, and that shit killed my career.
One season later, Glen Davis was out of the league. It was an abrupt end to a career that probably should have lasted for a few more seasons. If you ask me, Davis really fucked this up. Unfortunately, off the court, the drama surrounding Big Baby didn't stop. In 2017, just 1 year later, Glen Davis and Austin Rivers got into it over social media.
Let me ask you something. If someone is constantly out of shape, late, don't remember plays, how the hell are you supposed to play?
Punk ass Austin Rivers talking shit. Come on, man.
Which wasn't a huge deal, but shows that Davis didn't sail off quietly into retirement. In truth, his propensity for wild behavior and decision-making would soon turn into a scheme to defraud his former employer.
Because they think I did something that I know I didn't do.
According to the 2021 indictment, Davis and others submitted phony invoices to the NBA's healthcare for reimbursement for services that were never actually received. The scheme lasted for 3 years, and as a group, they submitted a total of nearly $4 million in fraudulent claims. Terrence Williams, the ringleader who played 4 years in the NBA, circulated false invoices and fabricated doctor's letters to others in exchange for kickbacks. Among the players Williams recruited into the scheme were Sebastian Telfair, Tony Allen, Glen Davis, and 15 others. Several red flags in the document drew people's attention, such as grammatical errors and misspelling of patient names in the paperwork. Davis himself submitted a total of $132,000 worth of claims, including saying he got $27,000 worth of dental work. $27,000 in a single visit. Geez, Glenn, I thought my $50 copay was bad.
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
Now, investigators discovered that when Davis submitted this claim in Beverly Hills, his geolocation on his phone showed that he was actually in Las Vegas, then flew to Paris in the same day. Sounds like Big Baby was hitting the blackjack table too hard and needed a little pick-me-up from the NBA health insurance fund before heading out to Paris. Here's what Davis had to say about his alleged involvement at the time.
So when I say all this, what do you say?
Take that shit to motherfucking trial.
Well, Glenn, they did. And 3 years later, Davis was found guilty of multiple fraud charges and conspiring to make false statements. He was sentenced to 40 months in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay $80,000 in restitution. It was the second highest sentencing, just behind Terrence Williams, who got 10 years in prison for running the whole thing. Now, notable players like Sebastian Telfair, Tony Allen, and Darius Miles avoided prison because they pleaded guilty and began paying restitution as soon as the charges were made. Glen Davis, on the other hand, filmed antagonizing Instagrams, went on to interviews, and showed little remorse about the whole situation.
Oh, ain't nothing. I'm gonna get my money. The NBA ain't gonna owe me because it's some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
And again, here's him after the court ruling, still blaming others with a "F you, I'm trapping" hat on.
Did you take the whole thing seriously, Glenn?
Yes, I took it seriously.
Sometimes it doesn't seem like it.
I did. I took it seriously. You know what I mean? I really did. I just figured that the FBI would do better job.
It seems like the court wanted to make an example out of Davis, because even though he eventually pleaded guilty and claimed he never actually received $1, he still got a hefty sentence. Apparently, throughout the entire hearing, Davis was getting more and more animated, shaking his head, burying his face in his hands, and sighing deeply, like he couldn't believe what was actually happening. At one point, he actually walked up to the judge and said the following: "When I lost basketball, I lost myself. I ask you, Your Honor, to help me get back who I am." Clearly, there's a huge contrast between the emotional statement and his attitude on IG Live when he was cracking jokes about going to prison. I honestly don't know what to make of this whole situation. Was Glen Davis tricked by Terrence Williams? Andre Iguodala released a statement in defense of Davis during the trial. Or is this just a man who's playing the victim, lying about his intentions, and just got caught in a poorly executed scheme? From the start, this scam was so obviously stupid. These players earned a combined total of $293.6 million in the NBA. Yet they stole an average of $220,000 per person. That's less than a fraction of a percent of their career combined earnings. Glenn, was it really worth it to risk your multi-million-dollar net worth?
Put you in jail. You won't stop eating hamburgers and Cheetos? You're going to jail.
Guess it was all because of the hamburgers. Either way, he's going to jail. But let me know your thoughts on this crazy situation in the comment section below.